An AI model is just a file of numbers, a really, really big file, and it doesn't know anything. It guesses. Here's the trick nobody tells beginners. Every AI model is a guessing machine. So where do all those numbers inside the file come from? The model read real text and tallied every word pair it saw, like keeping score. That tally of pairs, that is the whole model, nothing else. Here it is in real Python, the dumbest model that still works. Ask it for the next word and it checks its tally, just like filling a gap. Give it the cat and it answers sat on the. It just copies. It has never seen a cat in its life. It only knows cat follows the. Now watch the trick that makes it smarter. Remember 2 words, not 1. Now after cat sat, it knows on is coming next. Smarter already. That's the whole secret. Understanding is memory of patterns. But here is the question. Why does a real model need billions of numbers? Because it memorized patterns from almost the entire internet. And that changes everything. So why not just build one giant table for every real sentence? English alone has about 170,000 words. Pair every word with every other word, and the table needs billions of slots. Almost all of them would sit empty, forever. So, real models throw the table out completely. Instead, every word becomes a list of numbers, a location in space. Words with close meaning land near each other, like neighborhoods on a map. That location has a name, an embedding. Same guessing game as before, just a map now, not a list. And that map lets you do strange arithmetic with meaning itself. Take king, subtract man, add woman. Land near queen. Genuinely. Nobody told the model that kings and queens are related by gender. It found that on its own, buried in the numbers. That still surprises engineers who build these things for a living every single time. Every single time. A map of words is great, but it still has a problem. Our first model only looked at the last word or two. Real sentences depend on words much further back. Get that wrong, and the whole sentence falls apart. So real models read every word at once, not one at a time. For each word, it asks, which earlier words actually matter here? This trick has a name too, attention. It quietly points back to trophy, and the model finally gets it. Swap one word, say suitcase was too small instead, and the correct answer flips completely. No new rules written anywhere. Nobody coded that flip in by hand. The weighing figured it out from millions of similar sentences. Still the same guessing game, just paying attention to the right words now. Real models don't do this once. They do it dozens of times in parallel. Each pass catches a different kind of relationship. One pass, still gibberish. Stacked together, remarkably sharp. So where do the right weights for attention come from? Nobody writes them by hand. There are billions. The model starts by guessing randomly, genuinely, badly. Then it checks the real next word and sees how wrong it was. Every wrong guess nudges the numbers a tiny bit toward the right one. Do that trillions of times, and tiny nudges become real knowledge. That whole loop has a name: training. Here's the part beginners miss. It never learns facts, only patterns. Which means it can sound completely sure and still be wrong. Training a large one from scratch can burn millions of dollars of computing time before it guesses anything useful. Slow, expensive. Remember the hook. The capital of France is London. That wasn't a bug. It was the guessing machine working exactly as built. Somewhere in training, capital of near France pulled toward the wrong city. The model has no separate fact checker sitting behind the guess. It only has one job: produce the most likely next word. A false sentence can be just as statistically smooth as a true one. Ask it to write code you've never seen documented anywhere. It will still hand you something that looks perfectly reasonable. The library in that example doesn't exist. The pattern of import something, call a method was real. The library was a guess. That gap between smooth and true has a name now: hallucination. Ask it something rare, and the guesses get shakier fast. This is exactly why an AI engineer never ships a raw answer straight to a user. Not without checking it against something real first. Not distrust. Just knowing what the tool actually is. One more piece. Explain something you've probably noticed already. If it always picks the single most likely word, answers should be identical every time. But most models roll a small amount of dice on purpose. Instead of only the top guess, they sometimes pick the second or third best. That setting is called temperature. Low means safe. High means creative. Crank it too high, and creative turns into nonsense fast. So variety isn't a flaw leaking through. It's a dial someone set. Building something that must answer the same way every time, like a bank app, engineers turn that dial down to 0. Writing a story generator instead. Turn it up and let it wander. Here's a wall the guessing machine can never climb on its own. Training happens once, on a snapshot of text collected up to some date. After that snapshot, the model reads nothing new, ever, unless someone retrains it. Ask about something that happened after that date, and it can only guess. Some products bolt on a live search tool to patch this. The base model still can't. It's not stubborn. It's not connected. Those are very different problems. So, when a product feels like it knows today's news, it usually isn't the model itself doing that. Something else fetched the news first, then handed it to the guesser as extra context. Worth remembering. Now, the useful part. What does any of this mean for you? A prompt is not a magic spell. It's the starting text the guessing machine has to keep going from. Change the starting text, and you change which patterns feel most likely next. Ask vaguely, and it guesses toward the most generic pattern it has. Give it a role, a format, an example, and the guesses narrow toward what you actually want. That's the entire craft of prompting, aiming the guess on purpose. Not commanding a mind, steering a very well-read autocomplete. Show it 3 examples of the exact format you want before you ask for the real thing. The guesses snap into line almost every time. 3 examples. That's usually all it takes. Let's put the whole machine back together in one breath. A model is a file of numbers. Those numbers came from tallying patterns in real text over and over. Attention lets it weigh a whole sentence, not just the last word. Temperature adds a little roll of the dice on top. None of that is understanding. All of it is guessing extremely well. And once you see the guessing underneath, prompts, hallucinations, and even the model's blind spots stop feeling mysterious. They start feeling like something you can actually reason about and work with. And that single idea explains the magic, the mistakes, and the wall it can't cross. Now you know the trick. The most powerful machine on Earth is just a file of numbers. Guessing. What will you make it guess? If a chatbot has ever been confidently wrong for you, I want to hear it. Tell me what it said. I read every reply.